ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनक्षृण्वन्नोतिभिक्षीदसादनं प्रणो देवी सरस्वती भाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्रयवतो गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरः ॐ श्री महागणाधिपतये नमः सदाशिवसमारम्भां श्रीकण्ठाराध्यमध्यमां अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां सदाशिवं शिवां स्कन्दं केशवं पद्मसम्भवं नन्दीश्वरं कुम्भयोनिं भरद्वाजात्रिगौतमान् नमोऽस्तु गुरवे नित्यं श्रीकण्ठशिवयोगिने श्रुतिसारशिवविशिष्टाद्वैतपरभाष्यविदायिने जगद्गुरु श्रीकण्ठाराध्या रेणुकाराध्या मङ्गलं देहि प्रभो त्रैलोक्यसम्पदालेख्यसमुल्लेखनपित्तये सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय शिवाय ब्रह्मणे नमः यामाकुक् सर्वलोकानां प्रकृतिं शास्त्रपारगाः तां धर्मचारिणीं शम्भोः प्रणमामि परां शिवाम् अमृतार्थं प्रपन्नार्तां यासुविद्याप्रदायिनी अहर्निशमहं वन्दे ताम् ईशानमनोरमाम् तदीचिम् उपमन्युञ्च मार्कण्डेयं पराशरं श्वेताचार्यं तच्छिष्यं नीलकण्ठशिवाह्वयम् देवदेव महादेव देवानाम् अभयप्रद ब्रह्मनारायणेन्द्रादि सर्वदेवपदप्रद साम्ब शिवाय नमः. So thank you all for joining. So last two classes, day before yesterday and the day before that. So yeah, just a second, I received a call, sorry for that. Yeah. So the last two classes we saw, how Bhagavad Gita connects only with Lord Shiva. We saw some interesting references from Ashwamedha Parva, Anushasana Parvam, and also Drona Parvam. In Mahabharata itself, there are various references connecting Bhagavad Gita with only Lord Shiva. And also we saw some references from Kurma Purana. And the day before yesterday, we saw the important Samvadam, the dialogue between Lakshmi and Narayana, where Narayana himself says that he is eternally meditating on Maheshwara, and he connects that his Antaratma, Maheshwara, with the form of Bhagavad Gita, where the first 5 chapters of Bhagavad Gita are described as the 5 faces of Lord Shiva, and the next 10 chapters are the 10 hands, and then the 16th chapter is the Udar, that is the stomach of Lord Shiva, and the 17th and 18th chapters are the feet of Lord Shiva. So, and we also saw various references from the Puranas, Narada Puranam, Garuda Puranam, Padma Puranam, Bhagavata Puranam, and Shiva Puranam, Linga Puranam, Skanda Puranam, Brahmanda Puranam, various Puranic references where this Panchavaktara or the 5-faced 10-handed form of Lord Shiva is attributed only to Lord Shiva and not anyone else. Even Vishnu Dharmottara Puranam, 3rd canto, 48th chapter does talk about it. Markandeya Maharshi glorifies that 5-faced 10-handed form of Lord Shiva. So, and today, we are going to see about Arudra Darshanam, Chidambara Nataraja. We had this, on Monday. Monday we had that Arudra Darshanam, and then it was a celebration all over the world. Wherever Chidambara Nataraja Vigraham was there, Abhishekam happened, and everyone did stutis, everyone chanted Rudram, praising Lord Shiva. So that is another important festival within that is celebrated within Shaivism. So just like we saw the previous day before yesterday, the Samvadam that happened between Lakshmi and Narayana. Lakshmi was asking, why are you sleeping in the Milky Ocean? And then Narayana replies that I am meditating on my Antaratma Maheshwara. So just like very similar to that story, there is another story that is recounted in the Chidambara Puranam, which is a Sthala Puranam. So there also the Mahima of Nataraja starts off with Vishnu only. So where Vishnu is reclining on Adisesha, the 1,000-headed snake, and then he is reclining on him, and then he is sleeping. That is actually he is not sleeping, he is meditating on Maheshwara, Samba Shiva. And suddenly Adisesha experiences a heaviness. He is not able to lift Vishnu. And then he asks Vishnu, Narayana, suddenly you seem to you have put on weight. It seems like you have put on more weight, Vishnu. I'm not able to carry you. What is the reason for that? And then Mahavishnu or Narayana replies, Oh Adisesha, I am seeing the divine cosmic dance of Lord Shiva, Chidambara Nataraja Natanam, in my heart. Mahadeva is present in the heart of all the living entities and including in the heart of all the devatas like Brahma and Vishnu. Devanagam Kritagebhyo. He is present in the heart of the devas also. So now let's see some of the references from the Shastras where he is present in the heart of all the living entities. So in the Padma Puranam itself, Patala Kanda, 105th chapter, when Vishnu, he gets initiated by Lord Shiva himself, because Vishnu applies the sacred ash all over his body and then he bathes with the sacred ash and then he eats the sacred ash to have the divine knowledge of Lord Shiva. Because that's where, Basma is very, very important. Vibhudi or Basma or Basita or Raksha or Kshara, 5 names are given to that in Brihajabala Upanishad, which is very, very important to know, to understand Lord Shiva. And Mahadeva himself says that my devotee wouldn't cast away the Basma. Always Basma will be there on his body and he will be having the Tripundra. That is my devotee. Shiva says that. So where Vishnu, he is not able to recognize, and then he, after getting the blessings of Lord Shiva, and Mahadeva requests Vishnu to meditate in his heart, and then Vishnu meditates in his heart and then he sees a Jyoti initially. He looks at a Jyoti, divine Jyoti, and within that Jyoti he looks at the divine form of Lord Shiva. Shuddha Spatika Sankasham Trinetram Vibhujam Shivam Varadam Dakshino Haste Vamecha Abhayadam Vibhum Pancha Varshiya Papusham Sharachandra Yutadhyutim. He was camphor white, and then Trinetram, he was 3-eyed. Dvibhujam, he was having 2 hands. Shivam, he was all auspicious. Varadam Dakshino Haste Vamecha Abhayadam Vibhum. He was giving he was showing his Abhaya Mudra with his left hand and he was blessing he was giving boons with the right hand. Pancha Varshiya Vapusham, he was looking like a 5-year-old person. After Vishnu meditates, after Vishnu bathes with the ash, and then after Vishnu eats the sacred ash, Basma Bhaksha, and then he meditates within his heart, within the Jyoti, he looks at the divine form of Lord Shiva. So this is one reference. And there is also another interesting reference in the first canto, 36th chapter of Vamana Puranam, where it says, Vishnu, again, all the devas, when they were in trouble, they go to have the darshan of Lord Shiva, and then they see Lord Shiva is completely, missing in Kailash. They are not able to have darshan of Lord Shiva. And then they go to Vishnu and then they say this, we are not able to have the darshan of Lord Shiva. And it's because, you have done a lot of sins. You guys are not qualified. You devas are not qualified, and then you have done a lot of sins. Again, also you have done Shiva Ninda, and that's why you are not able to have darshan of Lord Shiva. And then he asks them to engage in Shiva Bhakti by worshipping the Shiva Linga and then by worshipping the Shiva Vigraham. And then, even after that, the devas are not able to have the darshan of Lord Shiva. And then Vishnu says, look at my heart. And then he shows the divine form of Lord Shiva within his heart. 136:23 of Vamana Puranam. Hritpankaja Shayinam Darshayamasa Suprito Murari Lingamaishwaram. That Murari, within his heart, he showed the divine Mata Parashakti and Paramashiva within his heart to all the devas. So which also talks about Mahadeva present in the heart of the living entities and also in the heart of the devas. And then when the devas were in trouble, including Brahma and Vishnu, when the Hala poison came, at that time they started singing stuti on Lord Shiva. Lingameva paramnyanam, lingameva param tapaha, lingameva parodharmo, lingameva paragatihi, tasmal lingat parataram yaccha kinchinna vidyate. There is nothing that is greater than Lord Shiva. There is nothing that is greater than Shiva Linga. So they realize Lord Shiva in their heart and they sing stutis. And there are various references also, like Sarvanana Shiro Grivaha Sarva Bhuta Guhashayaha Sarva Vyapi Sa Bhagavan Tasmat Sarvagatak Shivaha. That personality who is all pervasive, who is actually present everywhere, who is all pervasive, Sarvagata, Sarva Vyapi, is also present in the heart. Sarva Bhuta Guhashayaha. Sarva Bhuta means the living entity. Guhashayaha, he is present in the heart of all the living entities. That all pervasive Mahadeva is also present in the heart of all the living entities, and also he is present beyond the universe. Vishwadipo Rudro Maharshihi Ankushta Matraha Purushontaratma. He is present in the size of a thumb. Again, Shvetashvatara Upanishad 3.13. The previous verse is coming in the Shvetashvatara Upanishad, 3rd chapter, 11th verse. Angushthamatraha Purushantaratma is the 3rd chapter, 13th verse. And then Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan. He is the smallest of the smallest and the largest of the largest. Brihatecha Varshiyase. Rudram also says the same thing. And that smaller than the smallest and the larger than the largest personality, Mahadeva, is present in the heart of the living entities. Hritpundarikam Virajam Vishuddham Kaivalya Upanishad. Aspin Brahmapure Veshma Dagaram Yadinam Mune Pundarikam tu Tanmadye Akasho Daharostidat. It is called as the Hridaya is called as Daharakasham or Hritayakasham. That's where the Chidambara Nataraja or Mahadeva should be meditated. And then in the Mahanarayana Upanishad also it says Dakhram Vipapam Parame Eshvaputam Yat Pundarikam Puramadya Sadgamstam. In the lotus of the heart, one should meditate on Parameshwara. Shambhur Akasha Madhye. So Daharakasham or Hridayakasham, as Atharvashika Upanishad says, Shambhur Akasha Madhye, that Shambhu, who is the creator of Brahma, Narayana, Indra and Rudra, should be meditated in the heart. Hriditvamasi yo nityam tisro matraha parastu saha. You are present in the heart of all the living entities. The Devas say in the Atharvashiras Upanishad, you are eternal, nityam. You are beyond tisro matraha parastu saha. You are beyond the 3 states of consciousness. So like that we see various references of, Mahadeva residing in the heart of all the living entities and also in the heart of the Devas. So here, coming back to where Mahavishnu says, I am seeing the divine cosmic dance of Nataraja himself, in my heart. And that's why you are experiencing that weight. Ananda Tandavam. Anandam means like all blissful, eternal bliss. People go behind temporary bliss, right? Like, so for some people it might be like earning more money. For some people it might be sexual pleasure. For some people it might be entertainment. But those are all temporary. But whatever that is eternal bliss is the having the vision of Mahadeva and being the Dasanudas of Mahadeva and engaging in eternal service to Lord Shiva is what is described as eternal bliss. That's why it's called as Ananda Tandavam. The Tandavam, the dance of Mahadeva itself is the grantor of, is the giver of mukti. And then Vishnu says, and then Adisesha, after hearing whatever Vishnu says, he says that, is this fair on your part, O Vishnu? I am your servant. You alone experience the bliss of seeing the divine dance of Nataraja in your heart, but you are not giving me the chance. And then Vishnu replies, go to Chidambaram, Tillai. Tillai Ambala Nataraja, Selmai Nadane Paramesha. Go there, and then by the grace of Lord Shiva, you will see the divine dance of Nataraja, and then you will attain mukti. That's what. And then our dear Adisesha comes as Patanjali there. So the various sages, even the father of Upamanyu Maharshi, who is described as Vyagrapada. Vyagrapada is the father of Upamanyu Maharshi. He had the paws, of the legs. Actually, he had the tiger paws on his legs. Vyagrapada. He had the legs of a tiger. That's why he's called as Vyagra, means the tiger. Pada means the feet. He had actually the legs of the tiger. And that's why he's called as Vyagrapada. And there is a reason also for that. Because he was also aspiring, like Adisesha aspired to see the divine dance of Chidambara Nataraja. He also aspired, and he came to that place, and then he used to go to the forest and take flowers, and then to offer the flowers for Mahadeva, he used to go to the forest and pick flowers. And on his pathway, it was completely full of thorns. And then he prayed to Lord Shiva. And then Mahadeva granted him the legs of a tiger, so that nothing would happen, right? So that a tiger can walk through the thorns, it can easily pass through. Nothing would happen to the legs of a tiger. So he gave, that's how he was named as Vyagrapada. And then Vyagrapada had also the intense desire to see the divine cosmic dance of Chidambara Nataraja. And then Patanjali, Adisesha came as Patanjali. So this, divine form of Lord Shiva itself is very, very interesting. That Chidambara Nataraja itself is actually like the doer of 5 activities. That divine form of Nataraja itself explicitly says that he is alone. He alone is the doer of 5 activities. You would have heard in the Puranas like Brahma and Vishnu. Sometimes you see Brahma is also described as the creator, maintainer and destroyer on a secondary level, not on a primary level. Vishnu is also described as a creator, maintainer and destroyer on a secondary level. So, Mahadeva alone is described as the doer of 5 activities: creation, maintenance and destruction, Tirobhavam, putting the jivas into illusion, Mayam tu Prakritam Vidyam, Mayinam tu Maheshwaram, and then giving grace. So that form itself is explicitly talks about Chidambara Nataraja being the doer of 5 activities. With that only Katharudra Upanishad says, Panchakrityeshwara, oh the Lord of 5 activities. Panchakritya, Kritya means activity, Pancha means 5. And then Ishvara means the Lord of 5 activities. You are the Lord of creation, maintenance, destruction, Tirobhavam and Anugraham. So how does the form of Nataraja look like? With the upper, he has like 4 hands and 2 legs with a beautiful, serene, smiling face. Right? So with the upper right hand, he has the Damaru. With that, he does the creation. Now, Brahma is the creator means he is the creator of Brahma himself. And he is even the creator of Narayana. Narayana appears from the left limb of Lord Shiva, whereas Brahma appears from the right limb of Mahadeva. So this is told in the many Puranas. One can check out the video that I have given, difference between Kala Rudra and Paramashiva, where Narayana appears from the left limb of Lord Shiva, Rudra appears from the heart of Lord Shiva, and then Brahma appears from the right limb of Lord Shiva. So with that only, Sushumna Nadi, the Sushumna Nadi is present within every living entity. So that Sushumna Nadi actually represents Lord Shiva. Sushumnayak Shivo Deva Idaya Devata Harihi Pingalaya Virinchihi. Ida and Pingala represent Hari and Brahma, told in the Sutta Samhita, 2nd Canto, 11th chapter, 37th verse. So with the upper right hand, he has the Damaru, and with that he does the creation. And then he is showing with the lower right hand, he is showing his Abhaya Mudra, which means he is protecting the entire universe. He is also protecting Devatas like Brahma and Narayana. When the Hala poison came, no one was able to do anything. All the Devas went to Brahma and Brahma Lokam was destroyed. And then all the Devas, including Brahma, they went to Vishnu. Even Brahma was affected and then they went to Vishnu and then they did stuti to Vishnu. And Vishnu was not even in a position to hear. Because he had turned black on account of the Hala poison. And then the Vaikuntha Vasis were suffering because of the Hala poison. Vaikuntam cha dadaha cha. Skanda Mahapurana. Kedara Kanda, within that Maheshwara Kandam, within that Kedara Kandam. So the 9th and 10th chapter talks about it. Vaikuntam cha dadaha. It was burning in flames, Vaikuntha. And then they do a stuti to Lord Shiva and then they, Mahadeva is that ultimate protector. And then Mahadeva drinks the Hala poison and saves the universe, including the Devatas, Brahma and Narayana. When Tarakasura came, no one was able to do anything. Tarakasura intelligently got a boon that if death has to come to me, it should be only through the son of Lord Shiva. So even Brahma and Narayana trembled seeing Tarakasura. And then Mahadeva through the third eye, through the fireball that came out of the third eye of Mahadeva, Kartikeya was born, who had the Shiva Amsha within him. And then he destroyed Tarakasura. So Mahadeva again, here he comes, Jalandhara, Gajasura, Tripurasura, everywhere he had to come. He is the ultimate protector. Maybe secondary, from the secondary standpoint, we can say that Brahma is the creator and Narayana is the protector. But primarily it is Mahadeva who is protecting and creating even Brahma and Narayana. So with the right lower hand, the Chidambara Nataraja Swarupam, he actually protects. And then with the left upper hand, he has the Agni. With that he destroys the universe. Because this universe undergoes creation, maintenance and destruction. Whereas Parakailasha is eternal. It doesn't, there is no destruction, creation or maintenance for, Parakailasha, which is the highest of the highest worlds, which is beyond the material realm, which has no destruction. Only this material world, all the worlds from the blade of, from Patala Lokam till Vaikuntham, that undergoes, creation, maintenance and destruction. So that, with that Agni, he destroys the universe. And then coming to Tirobhavam. So Tirobhavam, with the right leg, he is placing his leg on the Asura. And that Asura is actually Apasmar. His name is Apasmar and he represents complete ignorance and complete Ahankara. Ahankara to the core. That is what is Apasmar. And then he is placing his leg on that Apasmar to crush the ego. So he destroys the tamas of other personalities. He is not bound by tamas. Mahadeva is Shuddha Sattva. So with that he does Tirobhavam. Mayam ta prakritam vidya mayinam tu maheshwaram. Mahadeva is Mayin because Maya is under the control of Mahadeva. But he is not affected by that. Even Brahma and Vishnu are affected. But Mahadeva is not affected. The beautiful verse in Shankara Samhita, Veera Mahendra Kandam, 2nd chapter, 41st and 42nd verse. It says, Matsya Kurma Varahamscha Nara Simha Trivikramau Hatva Netre Chaminasya Kamatasyasti Karkasham Varahasya Cha Damshtracha Nrisimhasya Tvacham Tata Trivikramasya Prishtasti Grihitvaiva Puravayam. Even the Matsya, Matsya Kurma, when Vishnu took the forms of Matsya Kurma Varaha, there was a Ahankara, he was bound by Ahankara. He took the form of Matsya and then he saved the universe. And then there was a little bit of Ahankara that popped up in the mind of Vishnu. So this is what everybody, including the Devas like Brahma and Vishnu, are bound by Ahankara. And then Mahadeva, he destroyed that Ahankara by Hatva Netre Chaminasya, by pulling the eyes of Matsya. And then Kamatasyasti Karkasham, for a tortoise, he appeared in the form of tortoise and then he bore the Himalaya Parvata on his back for the, Samudra Manthan, for Leela to happen. And then through that, the first thing that appeared was Halahala poison. But keeping that aside, Kamatasyasti Karkasham, the Kurmadeva, as Kurmadeva also he was bound by Ahankara. Oh, I am the savior of the Devas. He forgot that Maheshwara is the ultimate Lord. And then Kamatasyasti Karkasham. What Mahadeva did, the tortoise is always known for its, the shell on the top. Whenever some kind of danger is, it senses some kind of danger, what it does is it just, pulls itself inside the shell so that no one can do anything to the shell. The shell of the tortoise is so very strong. So Kamatasyasti Karkasham, he pulls the shell of Kurmadeva and then has it as an ornament on his body, Mahadeva. Varahasya Damshtracha. Varahadeva also, after lifting the earth with his two fangs, he was bound by Ahankara. So he broke the Damshtra, he broke the fangs of Varahadeva and then wore it as an ornament in his hips. And then Nrisimhasya Tvacham Tata, this is very famous. Eshate Rudravagastanjushaspa Tenavasena Paro Mujavatoti Havyapatatanva Pinakahastaha Krittivasaha. Krishna Yajurvedam Taittiriya Samhita, 1st canto, 8th chapter, 6th verse. Also, Rudram also has that word Krittivasa. Midushtamashivatamashipona sumana bhava parame vriksha ayudan nidaya krittimbasana. Krittimbasana. It comes in the Rudram. So, two places in the Krishna Yajurvedam Taittiriya Samhita itself, this word Krittivasaha comes. What does it mean? Mahadeva is wearing the skin of an animal as his garment. So which animal? It can be interpreted in many ways. He is wearing the skin because the various Leelas are present in the Puranas. One talks about he is Vyagra Charmam Baradara. He is having the skin of tiger as his garment. Dvipa Charmam Baradara. He is having the skin of the deer as his garment. Gaja Charmam Baradara. He is having the skin of elephant as his garment. Nrisimha Krittivasana, Nrisimha Charmam Baradara is also told in the Puranas. Brahmanda Puranam, Varaha Puranam, Kurma Puranam, Shiva Puranam, Linga Puranam, Skanda Puranam, Vamana Puranam, etc., etc., etc. And that's what is told as Krittivasaha. He is wearing the skin of Narasimha after destroying his ahankara. So, and then Trivikramasya Prishtasti Grihitvaiva Puravayam. He broke the backbone of Trivikrama, Vamana, and then destroyed his ahankara. So, which also talks about, everybody is bound by that ego factor, but Mahadeva alone is the Lord who is Shuddha Sattva, who is not bound by ego, but he destroys the ego of everybody. He pulled, as Kala Bhairava, he pulled the fifth head of Brahma and destroyed his ahankara. He destroyed Kamadeva into ashes. He burnt Kamadeva into ashes, destroying Kamadeva's ahankara. And then he blesses again because he is Karuna Sagara. Yama, he kicked Yama with his left foot and destroyed his ahankara. He destroyed the ahankara of Indra also. And then he destroyed the ahankara of all the devas. Indra, Varuna, Kena Upanishad says that. And also, he appears as a child in the lap of Parvati Mata, and also there also he destroys the ahankara of the devas. And once when Vishnu was bound by Kama, lust, and he decided to stay in Patala Lokam and enjoy with the ladies there, mesmerized by the beauty of those ladies, he appears in the Vrishabha Avatara and destroys Vishnu's ahankara. And then the famous Agnistambha episode, who can, every Shiva Bhakta would know that. Brahma and Vishnu are fighting together in ahankara, talking about supremacy, but Mahadeva appeared in front of them and did not claim, I am the supreme reality, you both have to worship me. He proved to them that he was the supreme, but by showing his anantatva. Anadhyantamadhyam param tattvamartam. Param tattvam, paratpara tattvam. Mahadeva is. Tattva means reality. Paratpara means the supreme, supreme of the supreme. The supreme of the supreme reality is Mahadeva. And grew in size. He appeared in the size of a span. Angushta matraha. He appeared in the size of a thumb in front of Brahma and Vishnu. And then, he increased himself in size. In that way only, in the size of a thumb only, he is present in the heart of all the living entities, and he is present as a witness and sanctioner. And then he grew in size, and Brahma took the form of a swan and Vishnu took the form of a boar. They started searching the beginning and end of Lord Shiva, the head and the feet of Lord Shiva. And they were not able to find. In this way, Mahadeva crushed the ego of Brahma and Vishnu also. So we see that many devas, they failed. They are bound by ahankara. And Mahadeva crushes their ahankara and then makes them understand, I am the ultimate Lord. If you want vimochanam, Sadhyojatam prapadyami. Prapadya. I surrender to Sadhyojata, the Vedas, the Upanishads say. Mrityor mukshiyamamritat, Trembaka mantram in the Vedas. Mrityor, he alone can give you that deathless state. No one else. He gave the deathless state to Markandeya. He gave the deathless state to Shweta Maharshi, Nandi, Upamanyu, Jaimini Maharshi, Shvetashvadra Maharshi, etc. Various examples are there. So Tirobhavam, that's about Tirobhavam. The right leg of Chidambara Nataraja is placed on an Asura. And then finally the Vimochanam, that is liberation or Mukti. Both his left lower hand and the left leg signify Mukti. Now how is the left leg of Mahadeva in the Nataraja Vigraham? He is lifting his left leg. And then how is his left lower hand? It is actually pointing exactly towards, pointing towards the left leg. So what does it signify is that, oh Jivatma, just hold to my left foot. Just think of my left foot. With the left lower hand, he signifies by saying, pointing to the left foot, oh Jivatma, please think of my left foot. And then Mukti is guaranteed. You will come back to me eternally. And there is no birth. Nacha punaravartate, anavritti shabdat. There is no coming back after that. You eternally come to me. There is no return to this material world after that. That's what it signifies. And also, that if you notice in Chidambaram, the Nataraja Vigraham specifically, that the left lower hand will be exactly in line. The tip of the left lower hand will be exactly in line with the tip of the left toenail tip of the toenail of the left leg of Nataraja. It will be exactly in line, specifically in Chidambaram. If people would have noticed that, if people have gone to Chidambaram, they would notice that. And that is the exact Nataraja Vigraham. The tip of the left lower hand of the Mahadeva will be exactly in line with the tip of the toenail of the left leg of Mahadeva, the lifting left leg. He is lifting the left leg. And even in Chidambaram also, one can see Govindaraja. He is, reclining on Adisesha. What is he doing again? Just like, he is meditating eternally on Mahadeva. That's where he meditates on Nataraja, and he sees the divine dance of the cosmic dance of Chidambaram Nataraja. Always he is seeing that in his heart. So that's the divine form of Nataraja. With the right, just a recap, the right upper hand, he has the Damuru, with that he creates, and then with the right lower hand, he has the Abhaya Mudra, with that he protects, and with the left upper hand, he has the fire, with which he destroys the entire universe. And then with the right leg, he is placing his leg on the Asura, with that, it signifies Tirobhavam. And then with the left lower hand, with the left leg, the left leg that he is lifting, that signifies Vimochanam or Mukti or liberation. So which means that he is that form of Nataraja itself represents that he is the doer of 5 activities. Creation, maintenance, destruction, putting the jivas into illusion, and then giving grace.